Hello everybody. If you're watching this, that means that I had something else to do, to take care of, some kind of personal issue to take care of on Saturday afternoon, so I was not able to play this live. So that's why I'm recording it the night before. Today that I'm recording this is actually Friday, May the 12th. Of course, it's going to post tomorrow. I'm going to do it as a premiere at 2 o'clock Eastern on May 13th. This game is between the Montreal Expos and the Houston Astros, and actually there is an error on the stadium card for Montreal. In 1975, they were not yet in Stade Olympique. They were actually in Parc Jerry. So they should actually have Parc Jerry on there. Chris made a mistake on his card. Doesn't bother me that much, but if somebody wants to let Chris know about it, I guess, you can do that if you like it. If I was doing a 1975 replay of the Expos, then I'd probably be more concerned about it, but then I'd probably have more concern for myself if I wanted to do a 75 Expos replay. So that's pretty much all I have to say about that. So we are in Montreal, and the pitching matchup, Steve Renko for the Expos, 6-12 with a 4.07 ERA in 1975, and he'll be opposed by James Rodney Richard, 12-10 with a 4.39 ERA. So he had not yet come to his own. He was starting to, but just didn't. He's not the J.R. Richard we're used to in the later 70s and early 80s, or 80, I guess was his last season. It might have been 80 or 81. But he was getting there. And of course, in the first half of the season for 1975, I want to show all the teams, so you're not always going to get quality matchups, and this looks like a good time to show both of these teams and get them to where they make an appearance, and it's probably going to be the only appearance for either team all season long. So that's what we'll go with, and we'll put Stade Olympique, which really should be Parc Jerry. I guess we'll put that right there. We have the Expo colored dice, blue, white, and red. No light blue is necessary because that's really when they're on the road. They would wear the light blue, but at home it's just a regular solid white with a not a navy blue, but traditional blue and red coloring. So I think we're just about ready to get going. Like I said, I apologize for not being able to do it live, but we'll have it done on the premiere so that you guys can chat. On the positive side, at least this will be a video that will come through on 1080p, so you'll be able to see it better than my normal live stuff, which only records on 720 on my phone. I keep saying camera, it's really my smartphone. So we'll see how it goes. Next Saturday, hopefully we're back in the saddle again for a live video between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Minnesota Twins back in the American League. But for now, we're in the National League. Pitchers are hitting. Steve Renko finishing up his warm-up tosses, and he'll be facing Greg Gross of the Astros, left fielder. And the NBC game of the week for the second week of May is ready to go. It's a 1-5, and that's a walk chance. 15, though, he only walks at a 13, but the stadium does add the 3. See here, stadium does add 3. So I'm assuming that these ratings are for Parc Jerry. He just misnamed it. I'm guessing that's what it is. Plus 3 for the walks makes that a 16. So he will actually draw the base on balls with Greg Gross thanks to Parc Jerry. So a one-out, or not a one-out walk, a leadoff walk to Greg Gross, I should say. And that'll bring up Roger Metzger. Greg Gross does not have any attempts unless it's a hit and run, because that's what the H is there for. But since Renko has balks and pickoff chances, we roll and see if we get a 20. And we do not, so we move on. And that's going to bring up the shortstop, Roger Metzger. Infield double play depth. 6-2, that's a hit by pitch chance. 0 there for Metzger and a -7 for Renko, so no problems with the hit by pitch. We go to Metzger. 5-2 is going to ground it right back to Renko. So possible double play, but not likely. His double play rating is a 1, but when you go back to the pitcher, you lose 1, drops it to a 0. The infield's halfway, brings it back to a +1. The pivot, since Metzger's batting left-handed, the pivot is the shortstop. Shortstop is Foley. He's a 0. So this has to be a 1 in order for it to be a double play. And it is not. It's a 4. It will be enough to get Greg Gross for the force. So there is one out as Renko throws to Foley covering to get the force on Greg Gross. Out number 1. It's going to go 1-6. Fielder's choice. One away for Cesar Cedeno. And Cedeno steps to the plate. Now, Metzger has a much better chance to get a jump. He needs a 9 or less. He could not get the jump, so we move on. Renko to Cedeno, rather. 6-1, and that's a straight-up home run chance on Steve Renko's card. That 6-1 is a straight-up home run. We go to Cedeno. He's a 13. That's a 3. So that is long, and it is gone. Cesar Cedeno, a 2-run homer off of Steve Renko, sends it into the Park Jerry afternoon, and the Astros jump out to a 2-0 lead, and somewhere Brian B. is happy. Not Brian B., I'm sorry. I'm getting my people mixed up here. Steeler fan is happy somewhere. Brian B. was happy last week, I think, for the Reds. So Bob Watson, the guy who some say scored the millionth run in Major League history. I think there's some controversy about that now, whether that's true or not. But I remember when I was growing up, that's what they said he did in 1977. Here's Renko. 1-4, possible error. Go to Watson's card. 5-6, that's a star 1, which is a fly to center field. Center fielder for Montreal is Pepe Manuel. His error rating is an 8, but that's a 17, so there's no error on the play. He will make the play, and Watson is retired on the F8. 2 down for Jose Cruz. Renko, 2-6. That's a strikeout chance. 8 will get him, and that's going to end the inning. But damage done. Cesar Cedeno's 2-run homer gives the Astros a 2-0 lead after 1 complete inning. And now we go to the top of the second. I'm sorry, bottom of the first. I'm getting ahead of myself. Bottom of the first. I'm a little bit discombobulated because I'm doing this on a Friday night when I should be doing it on a Saturday afternoon, but such is life. All right, so J.R. Richard finishing up those warm-up tosses, has a 2-0 lead to work with, and he'll be facing Larry Lentz, switch hitting second baseman. 3-5, and that's the ballpark card going to Park Jerry, even though it says Stadio Olympique. It's actually Park Jerry. 6-1 is a question mark 9. Goes up to 10. 1-2 is a single. That is a 2, so it's a single for Larry Lentz. Larry Lentz with the base hit. And he can move. He's got an attempt of 11. Plus 1 from Richard makes it a 12. And he will get the sign to steal. Makes him a 14. Richard has nothing on there. The catcher, Milt May, is a -1. So it's 1-13, he'll steal it. 20, he's got thrown out. So they throw out Larry Lentz trying to steal as Milt May sings one down there. And second baseman Rob Andrews puts on the tag. So Lentz is out, 1 away for Tim Foley. 4-1 is going to be a walk plus, so J.R. Richard will walk Tim Foley. So Richard having some troubles, a single and now a walk. Foley's attempt is a 3 if he wants to get a jump. He cannot, so he will stand pat, and Pepe Manuel, center fielder, will step up to the plate against Richard. Infield at double play depth. 5-1 walk plus is not going to matter. Richard, with control issues, has walked Manuel, and all of a sudden First three have not been retired by Richard. The caught stealing is the only thing that's saving him from a bases loaded, nobody out situation. However, a double play can still get him out of the inning. So, strategy roll for Richard, nothing going on. Richard to Mike Jorgensen. 1-3 is a range play at Park Jerry. Range play at Park Jerry. 5-2 for Park Jerry is a single to right field. S9, single to right field, but it is a range play. Right fielder is Jose Cruz. His range is a 3, so he could take this away with a 3 or less. And he does not, so it's going to stay a base hit, a single to right field. And we look at the card, the little cheat card for runner advancement. When Houston is in the field, a single to right to go from second to home is a 0 effect. To go from first to third, you add 1 to the base running. So Manuel will turn into a 5. Foley, though, stays a 4. So 1-4, and Foley will come around to score. He does not, so it's going to load the bases. So bases are full of Expos, and J.R. Richard is having some very deep issues. 2 singles and 2 walks. But still no runs, but they could be coming very shortly. Bases are loaded with 2 outs, and Larry Parrish, the batter. Nothing on the pickoff chance. Richard, 2-3 against a right-hander. That's a blank. Lefty would have been a walk plus, but Parrish is a righty. So Parrish will swing 5-2. Fly to center field. That's going to be out number 2. The question is it going to be a sacrifice fly? His rating is a 1. So no sacrifice fly there, but Foley's a 4. Center fielder arm is Cedeno's a -1, so a 1-3 he will come in. He does not. He's got to hold up, so it was not deep enough. And J.R. Richard, 1 out away from getting out of this mess, as that ball was not deep enough. And here's Larry Bintner. One of the unfortunate cards where he has 346 at-bats, but he's not rated for splits because he just didn't face enough lefties. Strategy roll, nothing going on. Richard to Bintner. 3-2. Possible wild pitch. That's a 10. It will be a wild pitch, so a run will score anyway thanks to the wild pitch. So it gets past Milt May. He's unable to do anything with it. And the Expos take a 1-0 lead thanks to the wild pitch. And Bittner still at the plate. 1-0 Expos now on that wild pitch. Strategy roll again for a pickoff. Nothing happening. Richard to Bittner. 6-1 strikeout chance. 8 will not get him. He's a 7. Stadium doesn't change that, so Bittner will take a swipe at the Richard offering. 3-3. He's going to single to center field. That's going to score Manuel, make it 2-2. And now Jorgensen, if we look at our cheat sheet, single to center against Houston is a +1 factor. So Jorgensen was already a 2. He now becomes a 3. So a 1-3, and he'll come around to score. It's a 6. He might be out. So what we do there to check if it's going to be an out or not is look at the outfielder's arm and see if we go to a secondary throw or if the runner holds. The outfielder arm in center field is Cedeno, who's a -1. So 5-6, runner holds. 1-4, there could be an out. It's a 5, so that means he's going to hold. Jorgensen is going to hold on the play. So he will hold at third base. Bittner with the base hit. Run comes in. We're tied at 2. And now that brings up Tony Scott as Manuel crosses the plate to tie it at 2 apiece. Richard, strategy roll, nothing happening. Richard to Tony Scott. 5-2, it's a strikeout chance. 3 will get him, and the inning is finally over. But the Expos match the Astros with 2 runs of their own. And at the end of 1, we are tied at 2 apiece in a slugfest here early on at Jerry Park. 2-2 your score. And Milt May will be leading things off against Renko, as both pitchers are going to try to see if they can't assert some control back on this game, not let it get away from them. So Milt May, the catcher, will lead off for the Astros, tied at 2 apiece after 1 inning of play. Renko, 5-3, home run question mark against a left-hander, a 1-19, that passes. Now we go to Milt May. He needs a 6 or less to hit the bomb. Anything higher than that, he just gets to swing again. It's a 2. It is long and it is gone. Milt May just crashes another home run. Home run, Milt May. And the Astros reclaim the lead, 3-2. Steeler fan is happy. 3-2. And now here's Boswell. Bullpens might be coming in very quickly in this game, although each team only has 4 available arms in the bullpen. So they'd like to see the starters go at least a few innings. Renko, 5-1's a blank. We go to Boswell. 4-4 for Boswell. That's a single to center field. So the hit parade continues for the Astros. Well, actually for both teams, the hit parade continues. And that'll bring up Rob Andrews, second baseman. Boswell has an attempt of 1. It's a 2. Could do a hit and run, but they're going to go ahead and let Andrews swing away, I believe. Or do they want to do a hit and run? He strikes out as an 8. You know what? They are going to do a hit and run. We are going to go ahead and do the hit and run. Renko's going to pitch. 6-5, possible error on a throw. Andrews, 1-5 is a fly to left, so the hit and run's invalid at this point, and there is no throw to be made, so no error to worry about. So they tried the hit and run, but the way the dice came up, it really didn't matter. It's a fly to left. 1 away for J.R. Richard. Good bunter, but he's also a decent hitter. 203 for a pitcher is pretty good with a home run. So with already 1 out, they might just have him swing away. First strategy roll. And nothing's happening. Renko will pitch to Richard. 5-6. He's not tired, so there's no single there. Go to Richard. 3-2. It's a ground ball to short, possible double play. He's a 4. The infield's halfway, makes it a 5. The pivot at second base, Lentz, is a -1, makes it a 4. So 1-4, we got a double play. It's a 6. That means runner advances. It acted just like a sacrifice. How you like that? Only play for Foley was the throw to first base to get Richard. So it's going to go 6-3, but runner Boswell will take second base with 2 outs. And the order flips over to Greg Gross. Gross walked and was erased on the fielder's choice at first chance. Strategy roll for a pickoff. Nothing happening. Renko, 2-6. Strikeout chance, 12. Too high. Go to Gross. 1-4. Ground ball to short and the inning's over. So Renko gives up the home run, but limits the damage to just the 1 run. Go to the bottom of the second. It's Houston 3, Montreal 2. And due up for the Expos. In the bottom of the second is catcher Barry Foote, number 8 hitter. Richard, 1-4, strikeout chance. He got him. So Barry Foote is out on strikes. 1 down. That's actually two in a row. He struck out Scott to end the first. That's 2 strikeouts in a row. And here comes the pitcher, Renko, another strikeout candidate. Richard, 1-6. That was a walk chance, but 12. And he will walk him because he walks at a 9 plus the 3 from the stadium. So J.R. Richard walks the pitcher, Renko. Cardinal sin there to walk the pitcher. And actually, he has an attempt. He stole 1 base on the season, did Renko. So he's actually got an attempt of 2. Nothing happening, though. Infield halfway. Here's Larry Lentz. Richard, 3-5. Ballpark card going back to Park Cherry. 1-2 is a question mark 7. That's a 14. That's out of range, so it's just going to be a fly ball. It only goes to 10 on the park. So it's just a fly to left. That is out number 2. Sets up Tim Foley. Strategy roll. 20. Chance for a balk or a pickoff. A 1-4 is a balk. A 5 is a pickoff. And it's a 9, nothing happening. Richard to Foley with now 2 outs. Two outs and a runner at first. All right, 5-2 is a strikeout chance. 7 does not get him. He only strikes out at a 6. Stadium doesn't add anything, so go to Foley. 1-3, single pass right field. Renko runs as a 3, but with 2 outs makes him a 4. Single to right against Houston to go from first to third. You add another one, makes him a 5. A 1-5, he'll make it. And he does, so Renko will take third base on the single by Foley. And the inning continues as the Expos are looking to tie the game or possibly take the lead. Pepe Manguel, the batter. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Richard to Manguel. 6-3, strikeout chance. 19 is too high. Go to Manguel. 6-3 again. It's a question mark 9. Against the right-handers, it goes to 15. That's an 8. 8's a base hit. For Manguel, Renko will score, and the Expos have tied the game. Let's see if Foley can advance to third. He's a 4 with 2 outs. It becomes a 5. The single went to right field. So to get from first to third on a single to right, you add 1. So that makes him a 6, which means he will make it automatically without a throw. So Manguel, RBI single, ties the ball game. 3 apiece. And the Expos still looking for more. Mike Jorgensen, the batter. 4, Manguel is going to get a chance to steal if he would like. He's a 15. Milt May's a -1, makes it a 14. Manguel, they've already caught Lentz once, but I think they're gonna send Manguel 1-14. They like the odds, and he makes it. Stolen base. So Manguel, not deterred by 1 caught stealing. It's not going to deter him. So now a base hit can score 2 runs. Richard, 20. I forgot to roll the strategy roll, but that is a 20. So possible balk or pickoff. That's 17. Nothing happening. Now Richard will swing, or pitch rather. 3-4, and that's a wild pitch. 10 is going to be another wild pitch. Here comes the run. And the Expos take the lead on the second wild pitch that's brought a run home off of James Rodney Richard. And the Expos now take a 4-3 lead on the Astros as Richard keeps uncorking those wild pitches. Richard to Jorgensen, 4-3. That is a walk. 12, he will walk him. So Jorgensen, again, another walk from J.R. Richard. That is his 4th walk of the game in just 2 innings. Actually, less than 2 innings. Inning and 2/3, he's walked 4. Plus 2 wild pitches. So obviously his control is Eluded him. Nothing on the havoc. Here is Richard to Parrish. 5-1. Another walk plus. That's going to load the bases. 5th walk of the game in less than 2 innings for J.R. Richard. And that's going to bring up Larry Bentner with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Nothing on the havoc. Richard to Bentner. He's got to put it over the plate. 1-4 strikeout chance. He did put it over the plate, but it's not going to be a strikeout. He's a 7. That's a 9. So Bentner will swing. 5-2. He's going to pop it up to J.R. Richard. Popped it up to the pitcher. Very rare result to have that happen, but it did. Expos leave them loaded. It could come back to bite them. They do take the lead 4-3, but they could have had a whole lot more. You leave the bases loaded like that, that can definitely come back to get you. So Richard escapes further damage, but it is a 4-3 ball game now as we go to the 3rd. Looks like it's going to be a long game the way this is going. When you get 2 mediocre teams, that can happen. I know the Expos were in last place in 75. I think the Astros were next to last, or down there near the bottom somewhere. All right, here's Renko pitching to Metzger. 1-2, and Metzger's a switch hitter batting left, so it's a blank. So we'll go to Metzger. 2-6 is going to line it to first. That's out number 1. So snagged by Jorgensen. 1 away for Cesar Cedeno. Cedeno hit that big 2-run homer in the first. 1-1 is a walk plus, and they will walk him. So Renko wanted no part of Cedeno on that one. He will walk him, but now Cedeno has a chance to get a steal. On a 1-9, he can take the attempt. 16, he cannot, so he has to hold fast. And here's Bob Watson, infield double play depth. Renko, 6-4, strikeout chance, 20 too much. We go to Watson. 6-3, that's a fly to center. That is out number 2. Watson hit it well, but got up under it. He's flied to center both times. And here's Jose Cruz. Cedeno, 9. He will get the jump this time. 15 to steal it. -1 from Renko is a 14. Barry Foot's a 0. 1-14, he'll steal it. And he's thrown out. So Cesar Cedeno gets thrown out trying to steal. And now Jose Cruz will have to lead off the next inning. So he's trying to get in scoring position. Was trying to get in scoring position for Jose Cruz, but Barry Foot had other ideas. All right, we go now to the bottom of the 3rd. Still 4-3 ball game. First 0 that has appeared on the line score. Now due up for the Expos, it will be Tony Scott, not Rodney Scott, Tony Scott. Richard, 1-3, range play at the stadium. Parc Jarry, not Stade Olympique. 4-4, and that's a fly to center, but it is a range play. Cesar Cedeno's range is a 3. He can't get it. Is it a single or a double? It's a double, so a double for Tony Scott. And things going from bad to worse for J.R. Richard. Failed range play. So his control let him down. Now his defense is letting him down. And Barry Foot, the batter. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Richard to Foot. 3-3. That's against a right-hander. That's a star line, automatic out. See what the out is. It is a 1, which is a ground ball to second, so that means Tony Scott's going to get third automatically. So Barry Foot, a productive out, grounding to the right side. That's baseball 101. And now that brings up Renko with 1 out and a runner at third. And immediately the thought turns to suicide squeeze potentially. That's with the pitcher up like that and 1 out and a runner at third. That can be the strategy, suicide squeeze. I've never tried a suicide squeeze, an inside pitch. I don't even have to find out how to even do that. And I'm not even sure how to do that. Let's see. Oh, yeah, squeeze bunt. Okay, squeeze bunt. All right, well, the bunt rating for Renko is a 4. Infield in the corners would make him a 3. He would need a 1 to 6 to have a good bunt. 7 to 8 would be a foul. 9 to 11, the lead runner is thrown out. 12 to 17, defense would have the choice. 18, so basically, you have to be one less than 8. Anything above 8, and it's going to be a disaster. So Renko's a pretty good hitter at 278, so we're going to go ahead and just let Renko swing away. 4-0 happening. Richard to Renko. 1-3. Range play at the ballpark again. Park Jerry. 3-3 is a rare play. So how about that? We go to rare play with runners on base. We get a 45. Rare play, runners on base, 45. Grounded to short, he throws in the dirt, making the first baseman scoop the ball. Resolve play using a range play check for the first baseman to see if he scoops the ball. Otherwise, it's an E6. All right. First baseman's range is Bob Watson. That's a 3. So a 1 to 3, and he will scoop the ball, make the play. Scott will come in to score either way. 4, 5, or 6, we got an error. It's a 1, so the out is recorded on Renko, but the run will score. Give Renko an RBI. Nice scoop by Watson to prevent the error. But that's only a minor congratulations, because the run scores to make it now 5-3. But the bases are empty and there are 2 outs. So Larry Lentz is your batter. Richard DeLentz, 2-5, strikeout, got him, ends the inning. But the Expos tack on that run to make it 5-3. 5-3, and we go to the top of the 4th. For the Astros, it will be Jose Cruz. He was at the plate when Cedeno got caught stealing. So now he's up to lead off the inning against Renko. 4-3, strikeout chance, and he got him. So Cruz goes down on strikes, 1 away. For catcher Milt May. Renko, 3-4 is a walk chance. 10 will walk him because he's a 7. That's a 10, but you add 3 from the stadium, so that +3 will produce another walk. So Milt May homered his first time up. They didn't want any part of him this time, so he will draw the base on balls and set it up for Ken Boswell. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Infield halfway. Renko, 2-1, back to the ballpark to Park Jerry. 2-1, that's a single to center field. Milt May runs at a 1. When Montreal is in the field, single to center to get from first to third is a -2, so he has no chance to get to third. He will have to stop at second. But it is a base hit for Boswell. 1 out and 2 on for Rob Andrews. Astros looking to tie this game possibly. Renko, 3-5, and that's a walk chance again. That's a 9, and he will walk him, and that will load the bases. So neither pitcher on their A game, obviously. And you know what? They're going to go to the bullpen. They're going to go to pinch hitter because J.R. Richard just doesn't have it today. And they need some runs to try to get back in this game. So look at their bench. for the Astros. They have some pretty good left-handed hitters. Cliff Johnson's a righty, though. Let's see. Enos Cabell is a righty. We do have Wilbur Howard, a switch hitter. And that's who they're going to go to. Wilbur Howard hits .283 on the season. So Wilbur Howard will come on to pinch hit for J.R. Richard. So Richard is out of there. And the Astros will have to bring in a new pitcher. Probably Joe Niekro, but we'll wait and see. Right now, pinch hitting time for Wilbur Howard. Bases loaded, only one out. Strategy roll, a 1, but nothing's happening. Renko to Howard, infield double play depth. 4-2. That's a potential wild pitch, and it is going to be a wild pitch on a 2. So again, both pitchers having all kinds of control issues. That's the third run of the game that's come in on a wild pitch. Go figure. Astros will take it. Milt May comes in to score. Cuts the lead to 5-4. Still only one out. And now the infield for the Expos will come in. Nothing happened on the strategy. Renko. 5-1's a blank. We go to Wilbur Howard. 6-1. Ground ball back to the pitcher. That's going to freeze Boswell because with the infield in, he becomes a 0. So Wilbur Howard will make the out in a pinch hitting duty. He grounds it right back to Renko. For out number 2. Now the top of the order, and Greg Gross, infield back to normal now with 2 outs. Strategy roll. 20, so chance of a balk, pickoff, or a pickoff error. It's a 2, so he's going to pick off Rob Andrews from second base, and that's going to end the inning. Renko gets out of it by picking off a sleepy Rob Andrews. Boy, talk about another Cardinal mistake. Cardinals aren't in this game, but there's a lot of Cardinal mistakes being made as he gets picked off second. They get the run on the wild pitch, but that's it. And Renko gets out of the rest of the damage. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 5-4 favor of Montreal. And the new pitcher for the Astros will be Joe Niekro. He can face 10 batters, and they need somebody with some length. So Joe Niekro, the right-hander, will be coming on. That will leave the Astros with 3 relievers the rest of the way. But Niekro will be on in back of a very ineffective J.R. Richard. So Niekro is on. Richard only went 3 innings. And Niekro will be facing Larry Lentz, top of the order for the Expos. Niekro, the knuckleballer, 6-1, strikeout chance, 8 got him. So good start for Joe Niekro as he strikes out Lentz. 1 away for Tim Foley, shortstop. Niekro, 3-5, that's a hit by pitch chance. That's an 8. Too high for a hit by pitch, so we go to Foley. 4-4. He's going to single to left field. So Tim Foley took that knuckler and knew what to do with it. 1 out single by Foley. That's going to bring up Pepe Manguel. Foley has an attempt of 2. Nothing happening. Niekro to Manguel, infield halfway. 4-3. That is a automatic star line out to a righty. And the out will be a ground ball to first. Possible double play. He's a 2. Niekro's a -1, though. So it drops it to a 1. Since it's hit to first, you don't get the advantage of being halfway, so stays a 1. The pivoted short is Metzger, who's a 0. So this has to be a 1 for a double play. It is not. It's a 4. But with Foley being held, he drops his speed to a 3. Base running rate to a 3, rather. So the 4 will get him for a force play. So we'll get the fielder's choice. It'll go 3-6 as Watson throws to Metzger. for the fielder's choice in out number 2. And now that will send up first baseman Mike Jorgensen. Strategy roll from Manuel. He gets the call to steal. A 15 plus 2 from Necro is a 17. Minus 1 from May is a 16. 20, he got thrown out again. Milt May has done it again. He has thrown out yet another runner via a 20 roll there. So caught stealing once again to end the inning. And Jorgensen will have to lead off the next inning. So Manuel gets erased. And for the first time, the Astro pitching staff puts a 0 on the Montreal line score. We go to the 5th. It's still 5-4 in favor of the Expos. Renko back out. And he will be facing, for the Astros, Greg Gross. We're back at the top of the order because Wilbur Howard made the last out when he was pinch hitting. All right, here's Gross. Gross walked and grounded to short. Renko 5-3. That is a home run question mark. 1-19. That passes with a 19. But Gross cannot hit a home run, so no home run chances there. He will swing 5-4. He's going to ground to second. And that's 1 away. And Gross is retired. That'll bring up Roger Metzger. Renko trying to go at least 5 innings to qualify for the win. 6-6 is a blank. We go to Metzger. 3-6, ground ball to second. That is out number 2. Second ground out in a row to second. And that brings up Cedeno with 2 outs. Renko 6-4, strikeout chance 20 though, way too high for that. Go to Cedeno. 5-6, star 1 is a fly to center. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Steve Renko. How about that? Renko goes 1-2-3. First 1-2-3 inning for either pitcher in this game. Finally trying to bring some stability back to the pitching staff. And now we go to the bottom of the 5th. Do up for the Expos. It will be Mike Jorgensen. He was at the plate when Manuel was caught stealing. So Jorgensen stepping up. He has singled and he has walked. Those were both against J.R. Richard. Necro 4-1, and that's going to be blank because he's not tired. Jorgensen 4-1 again is a star 4, which is a ground ball to second. 1 away. So 1 down. Maybe we're getting some decent pitching going on. Anything's possible. It'll bring up the third baseman, Larry Parrish. Bittner to follow. Necro 4-3, and that's an automatic out on the star line. And it will be a ground ball to short. So Metzger will put it away. And flip to Watson at first. 2 down. 2 up, 2 down once again. And that brings up Larry Bittner. Bittner singled and popped to the pitcher. Necro 2-6, range play. Bittner 1-6, that's a single to center, but it's a range check on Cedeno. His range is a 3. And he can't get it. It's going to be a base hit for Larry Bittner. Failed range play. And that'll send up Tony Scott. Bittner has a 1, but nothing happening. Necro to Scott. 2-2, and that's a blank. Scott's a switch hitter batting left, so it turns out to be a blank. Go to Tony Scott. 5-3, and it's a ground ball to first. And Watson will just take it to the bag himself to end the inning. So we go to the 6th. Still 5-4. Runs early, but pitching has turned around here in the last couple of innings and kind of stabilized things, if you want to call it that. Renko can face 27 batters. So far, he has faced 21. So he's fine to go at least one more inning as long as he's effective. Bob Watson will lead off. He's flown to center twice. 0 for 2. Renko, 3-5. That's a walk chance, and that will do it. That +3 from the stadium will do it again. So Park Jerry is causing lots of walks, and Watson will take advantage. Leadoff walk brings up Jose Cruz. Montreal bullpen might start to see some activity down there. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Renko to Cruz. 2-3, blank. We go to Cruz. 3-1, star 6. It's a fly to left. And there's one away. Put away out there by Larry Bittner. One down, and that's going to send up Milt May. Strategy roll again. Nothing happened. Renko to May. 5-4. That's a range play. Go to Milt May's card. 3-5, and that is a liner to third. Liner to third. The range check is on the third baseman, Parrish. He is a 3. And he got it. He snagged it. So it's a line out for out number 2. It could be a double play. Checking the chart with a runner on first and a line drive to third. Runner on first, line drive to third. You need a 1. This is a 1. It's a double play. It is not. So Watson gets back in time for out number 2, but he didn't get doubled off. That was the main thing. And that'll bring up Mr. Boswell. Nothing on the havoc. Renko, 4-4. That's a range play at Park Jerry. So we'll bring Park Jerry a little closer over here. A range play at Park Jerry. 4-3, and we get yet another rare play. That's going to nullify the range play, but we will go to the rare play with runners on base. Second time that's happened. Roll the 2 dice. But the range check has been nullified by the rare play. 64. 3-2 pitch called a ball for a walk. Pitcher argues call and gets thrown out of the game. Okay, there you go. Steve Renko arguing the balls and strikes, and he is tossed from the ball game. Watson will go to second. Boswell will go to first on the walk. But Renko has been ejected, so he will leave the ball game. He will go 5 2/3 innings. He can win it. He cannot lose it. Now the question is, do you do a double switch, because he is going to bat second, or was scheduled to bat second in the inning. So there's some thought there that maybe you do that. Possibility. Let's take a look at their bullpen. Montague can pitch 7. DeMola can pitch to 7. Murray can pitch to 8. But Murray's more their closer. Chuck Taylor can pitch to 6. You know what? It's not going to be a double switch. We're just going to have, well, hate to waste Chuck Taylor only needing 1 out. So I think we're going to have to do a double switch here, just to maneuver the pitcher spot to not have to come up so fast. So we're going to have a double switch. The question is, who's going to get double switched and where? Well, this guy's going to come in and play right field, Gary Carter. He's going to bat 9th and play right field. So Gary Carter. Renko is gone. Carter is in to play right field. Scott is gone, and this is now the pitcher spot. Number 6 in the order is now the pitcher spot. Gary Carter will come into the game to bat 9th. And play right field. Not catch, but play right field. So Gary Carter is your right fielder, and the new pitcher is Chuck Taylor. 2-2, 3.53 ERA and 6 saves for the Expos. So after the ejection, Chuck Taylor is on the double switch, and I need to fix my score sheet to reflect that. To have Gary Carter now in right field batting ninth. All right. 2 on, 2 outs. Renko thought he was going along smoothly, had the, chance to get out of the inning, but argued the balls and strikes and got thrown out. Just the way it goes. So Rob Andrews is your scheduled hitter, the number 8 hitter, and a pinch hitter for Niekro would come up next if Andrews reaches. Taylor, no pickoff chances, and Watson can't steal second, so no strategy roll needed. 3 ones, a walk chance. 15 is too high. He walks on 11. The +3 only makes it a 14, so narrowly misses the walk there. Here's Andrews. 3-6, and a split chance against a right-hander is a ground ball to first. And that's going to end the inning. So Chuck Taylor gets him out of the inning and keeps the Expos in the lead at the Expos rather, 5-4. They stay in the lead. Niekro will now come out and pitch the next inning. He's scheduled to lead off next inning, but he will get through this 6th, or at least attempt to. Niekro will now be facing Barry Foote, Gary Carter, and Larry Lentz. Niekro, 6-6. That's a strikeout chance, and he got him. So Barry Foote out on strikes. 1 away, and that's going to bring up the kid, Gary Carter, his first at bat, as he is in the game as the right fielder. Niekro, 1-1. Home run question mark and 11 passes, because that's an 11. Gary Carter is a 1-13 for a home run. And it is long and it is gone. The kid, Gary Carter, comes in and makes his presence known right away. What a great move by the manager to use Gary Carter in the double switch. And there you have it. Gary Carter pays dividends. Home run makes it 6-4 Expos. And that's the first home run by Montreal. Houston's hit a couple of them. First one by the Expos. Niekro didn't knuckle it good enough. 4-2, possible error on a ground ball to Larry Lentz. 5-1's a liner to short, so no ground ball. It's just a line drive to Metzger, and that's 2 away. Expos lead it now 6-4 thanks to the Gary Carter home run. Here's Tim Foley. 2-6 range play. We go to Tim Foley for the range check. 1-3 is a single to right field, but it's a range check for Jose Cruz, who is a 3. And Jose Cruz will snag it. A running catch to take away a hit, and that's going to end the inning. But the Gary Carter home run puts the Expos ahead 6-4 as we go to the top of the 7th. That's going to be it for Niekro. His spot is due up first this inning. He is set to lead off the top of the 7th. So we look at the bench. They've already used Milbourne. They've already used Howard. I scratched off Milbourne for some reason. Don't know why, but Milbourne is the only other switch hitter, but he's a terrible hitter. So I think they're going to go with Enos Cabell. So Enos Cabell will pinch hit. He will do the pinch hitting for Niekro. Going to close the book on Niekro. Cabell will pinch hit against Mr. Taylor. Start the top of the 7th. 6-4 Expos. 2-1 possible error. 5-4, and that is a star 4, which is a ground ball to first. That's a 12. First baseman error rating Jorgensen's only a 4, so he will make the play himself. 1 down. We'll say flips to Taylor covering since it's a tough play. Not that it matters. What matters is it's an out. And now we go to the top of the order for Greg Gross. Taylor, 4-4. Not tired, so there's no single. 1-3, question mark 8. It goes to 9 against righties. That's an 8. It'll be a double for Greg Gross. Greg Gross, a solid double. And now the tying run comes to the plate, and Roger Metzger. Strategy roll, not needed. Taylor, 4-2. Hit by pitch chance, but not going to happen. We go to Metzger's card. 5-3 is a fly to left. That is out number 2. And Gross, I don't believe, has any chance to move up. Let's check the left fielder arm. That's Bittner. Actually, Bittner's a +1. Gross is a 3. +1 makes him a 4, but going from left field to third base, you minus the 3, that leaves it a 1. So he can make it to third on a 1. He cannot, so he will stand pat. Kind of did a little bit of a partial bluff just to draw a throw, but just to see if Bittner would throw it away. It didn't happen. So that brings up Cedeno. Taylor to Cedeno, 3-6, double question mark pitcher result. Against a righty, a 1-5 is a single, but that's an 11, so treat it as a blank. Go to Cedeno. 1-2, ground ball to second. That's going to end the inning, so the double goes for naught. And we go to the 7th inning stretch here at Parc Jerry in Montreal, north of the border, with the score, the Expos 6 and the Astros 4. And we need a new pitcher for the Astros. And it is the double switch time. I think it's going to be it for Chuck Taylor too, because I think he's done all he can do. We'll see. We'll see how he comes up in the order. Right now it's Manguel, Jorgensen, and Parrish. So the pitcher spot will come up 5th this inning. So if he gets that far, they'll pinch hit for him. If not, maybe he might come back out. Astros, let's see who they want to go to out of the pen. I think they're going to go to a lefty. They're going to left-hander Jim Crawford out of the pen. So Jim Crawford will come on and pitch here in the bottom of the 7th. That will leave Sherman and Kanezi, I guess is how you pronounce Kanezi. I'm not even sure how you pronounce that name. I don't want to butcher it. But anyway, it leaves those two available, or remaining in the bullpen. Pepe Manguel will be the new pitcher, or new hitter rather, in the bottom of the 7th. But I need to take a stretch. This game has been pretty long with all the walks and wild pitches and runs scored. So I'm going to stand up and take a real quick stretch break. Yeah, we are at the, according to this, what I'm looking at here, we're at the almost 59 minute mark. So, yeah. Yep. Pitch clock's not going to help this. All right. So here we go. Pepe Manguel against Crawford. Crawford, the 3rd Astro pitcher. Taylor has faced 5 batters. He can face 6. So if he does come back he'll be tired. We'll play it by ear and see what happens. Crawford, 1-2 is a blank. We go to Manguel. 5-4, and against a left-hander, that's a single past second base. So Pepe Manguel will single. So bringing in the lefty didn't work. They were bringing in the lefty to face this guy, who's not as good against lefties, but they had to get to Manguel first, but didn't pay off for him. Strategy roll, nothing happening. So now Jorgensen, his power is really taken away against lefties, so we'll see what happens. Crawford needs a double play. 2-4 is a blank. We go to Jorgensen. 6-3, it's a single pass second, so that didn't help either. Single pass second, Manguel will take third base. Go from first to third on his S4. You only need a 3, and that's what he is. He's a 4, actually, so he more than enough speed to get there. So Crawford's not the answer. First and third, nobody out. And now, what do you do if you're the Astros? Got to play the infield in. They really don't have much of a choice. 2, nothing's happening. Crawford with infield in. There's nobody out. 3-4 is a possible error on a throw. Parrish. 1-3, question mark 9 against the lefty. It goes to 14, but that's a 20. So that is a fly to right for 1 out. A fly to right for 1 out. Now, is it deep enough to score the run? We'll do the sacrifice fly first and then check the error on the throw if there is one. Error rating on Cruz is an 8. But first we'll check for sacrifice fly opportunities whatsoever. Need a 1. That didn't happen. 4, and Cruz is a -1, so need a 1 to 3. Nope. So I don't think he even needed to roll for an error because there was no chance of a sac fly, but I'll roll for error anyway. But I don't think it really matters. It's an even number, so it can't be an error anyway. Although on a throw, I think it might be different. But since it wasn't deep enough, I don't believe you even have to worry about that because there was no sacrifice fly. There was no throw made because nobody's going anywhere. So, runner, at least that's one I saw. I actually saw that same result on, I think it was on Facebook or something this morning. It's a very similar situation, but since I'm not sure on it, I'll just go ahead and call it, the way I have it. So, that will bring up the pitcher spot. So Chuck Taylor will be relieved of his pitching duties now that the pitcher spot has come up in the order. And they will go to Mr. Pinch Hitter, Jose Morales. He's like Manny Mota, one of those guys that's just known for pinch hitting. So Jose Morales will do the pinch hitting for Montreal. And we'll get a new pitcher for Montreal as well. Probably will be Dale Murray. Try to close it out with 2 innings of relief, most likely. But we got to finish the inning first. Can't get ahead of ourselves. 1. So Jorgensen could try to steal it, but you're not going to take the bat out of Morales' hands, so you're going to stay put. Crawford, 6-1. Wild pitch, 17, too high. It's just ball 1. 1-3. Strikeout chance, 11 is too high. He's only a 7, so Morales will get the swing. 2-6. Star 2 is a ground ball to second, and that's going to end the inning. So I played that incorrectly on the sacrifice fly. If you do have to check for a throwing error, if someone, RJL or whoever watches this that's, 100% on those rules, let me know. But I just played it that since the sacrifice fly opportunity failed, I treated it like it wasn't deep enough to even have a throw. That's just the way I played it. If it's wrong, oh well. That's why it's called learning sometimes. You're always learning in these games. I don't play this game enough to keep, like RJL does, to do it all the time, where you just constantly playing the same game over and over and the rules get ingrained in you. I play in multiple games. Sometimes the rules don't always stick with you. All right, so for the Expos, they will go to Dale Murray. They will turn to Dale Murray. He is their closer. 15-8, 3.96 ERA, and 9 saves. He can face 8 batters, so he certainly can pitch 2 innings if need be. So Dale Murray, and quite honestly, the other guys, DeMola and Montague, were not very good, so they prefer not to give up the lead if they can help it. Coming up for Houston will be Bob Watson. So Watson will lead off. He'll be followed by Cruz and May. As we start the top of the 8th. 6-4. Montreal. Murray to Watson. 4-2. That is a blank. We go to Bob Watson. 5-2. Ground ball to third. 1 away. So Watson is retired. 1 down for Jose Cruz. Murray, 4-2 is another blank. Go to Cruz. 6-4. Star 4, that's going to be a ground ball to third. So 2 ground balls to third to start the 8th. Keeping Mr. Parrish busy over there. Brings up Milt May. May is your batter. Murray, 2-6. Ballpark card going back to Park Jarry. Had 2 rare plays already. 1-4. No rare play this time. It's just a star 2, which is a ground ball to second. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Murray. So Dale Murray pitching like Arthur Murray with the 1-2-3. Doing the dance step there. 1-2-3 to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. Score still 6-4. Due up for the Expos. It'll be Foote, Carter, and Lentz. Now the question is, if you're the Astros, do you bring in a new pitcher? Because, quite honestly, Mr. Crawford was not very impressive. Let's see how they want to play this. They've got Kanezi and Sherman. Boy, just really not a whole lot to go on. They're going to, you know what, they're going to leave Crawford out there. He can face 10 batters. He's only faced 5, so he's better than what's in the bullpen, so they're going to stick with him. Even though he's facing righties, they're going to stick with him. Here's Barry Foote. 4-6. Wild pitch is ball 1. 5-1 is a walk chance. 12 is too high. Go to Barry Foote. 6-2. Liner right back to Crawford. 1 away. Crawford snags that liner. 1 down. For the kid, Gary Carter, who hit the home run, his only time up when he came in on the double switch. 6-2 is blank. We go to Gary Carter. 3-3, and that's a ground ball to second. 2 down. So maybe sticking with Crawford was the right move after all. We shall see. Inning's not over yet, though. Larry Lentz stepping up with 2 outs and the bases clear. Crawford, 2-2, blank. We go to Lentz. 1-1, fly to right, and the inning's over. So it did work out for Houston to go ahead and let Crawford finish this inning. So we go to the 9th, last chance for Houston, as the Expos lead it 6-4, going to the top of the 9th. Murray's only faced 3 batters, so he's definitely good to go. For the Astros, we got Boswell, Andrews, and a pinch hitter for Crawford. And on the bench, Cliff Johnson has picked up a bat and will hit. So power hitting Cliff Johnson will be coming up to hit third in the inning. So if anybody gets on, chance for the Astros to tie the game, perhaps. Right now, though, Ken Boswell will lead it off. Boswell on the game. He's gotten 2 hits. 6-4, possible error on a ground ball. Go to Boswell. 5-4, that's a fly to left, so no error to worry about. 1 away. Hauled in out there by Mr. Bentner. 1 down for Rob Andrews. Now, do they pinch hit for Andrews? He's only a .238 hitter, so they might be looking to pinch hit for Andrews as well. They do have, well, Doug Rader's not much better. Actually, his average is worse. Milborn's not much better, even though he's a switch hitter. They really just don't have a whole lot on the bench, so I guess they're going to have to stick with them. They want to use Cabell and Howard, their 2 best pinch hitters, other than Cliff Johnson, so they're going to have to stick with Andrews just due to lack of options. Whoops, Suadice will re-roll. Murray, 1-4, range play. We go to Rob Andrews for a range check. 2-5, that's a fly to right, so checking the range of the right fielder, Gary Carter. And Gary Carter, his range is only a 2. Can't get it. It's going to drop. Is it a single or a double? It's a single for Rob Andrews. So Gary Carter did well offensively, but not so well defensively. Perhaps the Expos should have made a defensive replacement, but they didn't. And as a result, Rob Andrews gets himself a 1-out single. And that's going to bring up Cliff Johnson. He's got a home run of 20, so if he finds a home run result, it's going to be a tie game. However, Dale Murray does not give up any home runs. The only chance he has at a home run is a ballpark result. So unless there's a ballpark result, there won't be a home run for Cliff Johnson. Nothing on the strategy roll. Murray, 6-6. Strikeout chance, 17 is too high. Go to Cliff Johnson. 2-6. It's a fly to center field. That's out number 2. So Cliff Johnson fails, and it's up to Greg Gross. Last chance for the Astros. He is still the tying run at the plate. No power, but he can keep the inning going. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Last chance for Houston. Dale Murray to Greg Gross. 2-1's a blank. We go to Greg Gross. 1-6, star 5. It's a ground ball to short. And taken up there by Foley. He'll flip to Lentz for the force. 6-4, fielder's choice. And the ball game is over. The Montreal Expos defeat the Houston Astros by the score of 6-4. And we'll be right back with totals. All right, back for the totals. The Expos defeat the Astros 6-4. 6 runs, 11 hits, no errors for Montreal. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Houston. Winning pitcher Steve Renko. Losing pitcher J.R. Richard, and the save to Dale Murray. So that's going to do it from here on this unfortunately pre-recorded NBC Game of the Week. Hopefully I send next Saturday. Hope to get back to the actual live schedule. And next Saturday's game will be coming from Metropolitan Stadium in Minnesota as the Milwaukee Brewers take on the Minnesota Twins. Pitching matchup in that game is Jim Colburn for the Brewers and Vic Albury, a lefty, for Minnesota. But from Park Jerry, it is the Expos defeating the Astros by the score of 6-4. I hope you enjoyed that presentation of Inside Pitch, Game of the Week. Next video will be the Yankees and the Guardians. I've been delayed on trying to do that, so I will do that and post it probably on Monday on Payoff Pitch. 2022 Yankee replay starts the series with the Cleveland Guardians. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.